I might be turning to go to the slides. That's cool, right? Say I might be turning while I'm talking to. Okay. 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 Cool. So we starting? This is it. This is it. Monsoon's on its way. It's here. Okay. All right. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Okay. We started. Okay. Hey, everybody. Important announcement. The tsunami, not only is it coming, brother, it's here. According to major consulting firm, Younger Christmas, and their people say 55,000 jobs were lost last year due to the introduction of AI. Here's the tsunami, boys and girls. This is a biggest change you've ever seen in your lifetime, and you want to be prepared for it. You know, 55,000 jobs lost last year, 87,000 so far this year, according to their study. So before we get into the nits and grits, let me ask, how many people here have been a victim of change? Secondly, how many people here have actually benefited from change? What's better? You want to benefit from change, or you want to be a victim of change? And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to get on the right side of change, how to win as a result of the incredible changes that are taking place in the world today and in our economy. So why Ron Spatura to the rescue? Well, Ron Spatura started many years ago as an entrepreneur and built a company from scratch, generating over $20 million in revenue, putting those beautiful hardbound books in hotel rooms. We started in one city, expanded into 12, diversified, expanded into video and other service products. Direct mail company was offered $1 million for the company, turned it down. I violated number 10 in my book, Future Proof. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. I'd have walked away and invested that money and been on the right side of change. Life would be a lot simpler today. So I know I've been a victim of change, and I've also been a beneficiary of change. And believe me, being a beneficiary of change is much better. But now, how do we do that? How do you get on the right side of change? There's a lot of examples out there. You may remember not so long ago, you guys, when you went and you wanted to watch a video, you went to one of the 9,000 Blockbuster stores and got one of those, at the time, technology um, Blockbuster videos that you put in the technology window and played it. And you realize Blockbuster, with their 9,000 locations and 83,000 employees, created a $6 billion company. That's right, $6 billion. But in their heyday, life was good, and a young startup group came along with new technology. And they said, there's a better way. There's better technology out there today to deliver your videos. And we can share that with you, and we can grow together. And you know what they did? They resisted change. They said, no, we know what we're doing. We're doing 6 billion. We got 83,000 employees. We don't need you guys. Get out of here. Well, today, Blockbuster is a $45 billion company, 16,000 employees. Well, when you do the math on that, which is very interesting, is they have 7 times the volume that Blockbuster had at its peak, and they have 80% less employees. Profitable? You bet. That's why they're one of the darlings, because they adopted technology to provide a service in a more efficient way than the old boy did. Now, I'm going to one other example. Most of you have probably heard of a gentleman by the name of Mark Cuban. Well, Mark, about the same time, had a passion to watch his Indiana Hoosiers play basketball. But you know what? From Dallas, Texas, it was not an easy outcome or an easy thing to accomplish. So he looked at the technology, and he found a way that he could actually watch his favorite college team play basketball. Well, the exciting thing is he said, there may be other people that are interested in this. And you know what? He found other people that were interested. He expanded, and to the point that he sold his company to Yahoo for $5.7 billion. The day that he sold, 300 people became millionaires as a result of following the leadership of Mark Cuban. So if you're leading a company, what's more important? Who do you want to follow? The Mark Cubans of the world or the Blockbusters of the world? We got Kodaks, we got all kinds of incredible examples. And with these examples, you're going to be able to learn something. History is a great teacher. Now, as you're growing and your company and your business, the interesting thing is the bigger you get, the more help that you need. And for those of us who have been involved as entrepreneurs or grown businesses, we know that finding the right help is not easy. Average IQ out here today, 100 to 150. And when you hire somebody, I would like to introduce you at some point to my assistant, Claire. Claire has never asked me for a vacation. Claire has never come in late. As a matter of fact, Claire is available 24 hours a day. Claire is never in a bad mood. Claire never asks for a raise. Claire knows more about everything than I do. Yes, she's my AI assistant. And when you're using AI and you have the availability of the greatest minds in the world who absorbed all this information, it's incredible the progress that you can make, the results you can get. Is it expensive? Of course. $20 a month. $20 a month for the best employee I've ever had. Now, how many of those can I hire and facilitate and grow with? So I would introduce you to Claire, but she's busy right now producing a video. But Claire and the other people in that arena are incredible assets to your business. Now, are other companies have caught on to this? Well, Let's take Amazon. You're all familiar with Amazon. You know what Amazon has found? That they have about 1 million robots. A robot is an AI with a body, basically. And what they have done is over here on the left, they've increased the facility delivery operation by 22 times efficiency, 22 times, and has nothing, very little to do with the employees. As a matter of fact, as they project forward, they're looking at their 2027 growth plan, and they've changed what the plan used to be to what it is today, which includes 165,000 fewer employees. 165,000 jobs that are going to not exist as this company grows to the colossus levels that it plans. So again, get ready, increase your value, increase your ability, and recognize where we stand in the mix. So now, as you want to grow and you want to facilitate and get in the game here and really utilize AI and the benefits of AI, you're going to reach a problem that most companies do called tool overload. There's 30,000 different options for utilization of AI. And the challenge is that once you master one and you say, okay, this is cool, I got it. By lunchtime, you got 3 other ones approaching you and saying, I can do it better. Use me, use this, use that. So, how do you resolve the tools challenge? Challenge is choosing the right ones because do you need 30,000 tools to take advantage of this technology? No, of course not. You need a half a dozen or 12 of the right ones. But how do you decide what are the right ones? It's called the implementation gap that is being experienced. 95% of businesses, according to MIT, are not doing a very good job of implementing and optimizing AI. 95%. Because you look here, if you implement it properly, you're getting AI insights. You're getting all kinds of wonderful things here on the left and on the right. You got 100 different people that have 100 different ideas and ways that they want to go about doing this. And the facilitation and getting people heading in the right direction is a lot easier or harder, easier said than done of how do you get everybody rowing in the same direction. And what MIT has said and found is that the companies, that 5% that are grasping, utilizing, gaining a serious benefit, have done it for one reason. They've got a coach. They've got somebody outside that has come into their system and has enabled them to decide what to use and how to use it and facilitate it. So winning companies get expert guidance, and that coaching matters. So AI is no longer an option. How do you learn it? Well, you got to learn it. There's all kinds of ways. We utilize AI Assisted Academy, which has enabled our people to really learn systems and implement systems and get the coaching that we really found to be invaluable. Make time to study. You've got to learn this stuff. Get guidance, set deadlines, decide, well, we're going to get this done by this date. Implementation means exactly that. You are implementing it in your business. And when knowledge is really not enough, it's the winners won't watch the AI wave. They'll learn to ride it, to implement it, to use it. So, are you going to change your thinking? Here's an interesting challenge I'm going to throw out at you is that what made you successful yesterday is not going to make you successful today and in the future. The game is changed. And as you look at the opportunity, there's an important aspect of this opportunity is called infinity thinking. Thinking in larger terms because you could do things today in your business that you couldn't do before. Companies are expanding tenfold. People are starting from scratch. And with 12 agents online, they have an equivalent of 12 employees for a ridiculously low cost compared to what we had to do in the past. So tomorrow, your infinite thinking, combine human wisdom with AI intelligence and team perspective, and you're going to get better decisions, better results, and better outcomes. So let me ask you, if we could remove gravity from the equation, would you want to learn to fly? Well, that's what AI is doing. It's giving you abilities that you've never had before. And we can take away the gravity, the things that have held you back before. But to do that, you have to understand where are you at today? I talk to people all the time. They say, "Oh, I use it to respond to letters. I've done it to do a proposal." They're like a golfer that thinks they're great at golf, but they're shooting a 140. They don't realize that you could get in the 80s and the 90s with a little bit of help and the right coaching and the right decisions. So we've created an assessment that you can take 10 simple questions that'll tell you where you are. But more importantly, it's going to show you the opportunity to grow. How far can you go? Where will your infinite thinking with the right coaching take you? So that's why we have our future proof company, which is really designed to help you build a better future. So we want to educate, inform, excite, and help people build a better future using the tools that are out there for us today, along with your own human involvement. So I thank you very much. We hope you can help you build a better future. Okay.